Hello folks, it's me Rachel from Douentza Garden in Ireland, and I'm back again making videos. Now I'm glad you could join me this morning in my greenhouse as I pot some seeds, and we're going to do some sweet peas in toilet rolls, which I've done before and it's nothing new, but there's an impetus now to get on with sowing seed because I am just back from a holiday, a long holiday, which I want to tell you a little bit about because there will be lots of videos coming about it. So I spent a month and a half in Southeast Asia, basically in Malaysia, mostly in Borneo, which is part of Malaysia, and then a little bit at the end in Thailand, and it was absolutely amazing. Of course, it's wonderful at this time of year when it's cold and there's nothing happening in your garden to get away somewhere bright and sunny where you can see wonderful plants. And that was the whole point of my trip, to see wonderful plants, to see house plants that I grow in my kitchen, in my bedroom, in the most demanding conditions really for us in this part of the world, but to see those plants growing wild and outdoors in the jungle. Plants like the pitcher plant, Nepenthes, sometimes known as monkey cups. Plants like ant plants, those amazing ones that have a symbiotic relationship with ants and house them, and then the ants protect the plants. Also, to see lots of orchids as they grow epiphytically on trees. So for that reason I went to Malaysia, and I landed in Kuala Lumpur in January, headed first north to a big park, a national park called Taman Negara, and this is 130 million year old tropical rainforest. Well, you know, you can get used to hearing 130 million years old because I visited many rainforests that were that age, and it was absolutely amazing. But I will tell you more about it when I make the videos. And then after that, I headed over to the island of Borneo, which is quite an enormous island that's jointly part of Malaysia, and then the southern part is part of Indonesia. And I visited the Malaysian part of the island, the regions of Sabah and Sarawak, where I visited the legendary Mount Kinabalu. Now, Mount Kinabalu is known as a botanic hotspot, also like a biological hotspot because there are plenty of animals in Borneo as well. But Mount Kinabalu is known as a botanic hotspot, and I spent 3 days wandering around the trails at the base of the mountain. After that, I headed over to the east of Borneo, also in the Sabah region, to take a boat trip on the river known as Kinabatangan River. And the advantage of that is that you can get into the rainforest without disturbing any of the animals. So you travel along in a boat, and at some stages the river splits into estuaries so that the sides of the river are quite close to the boat. So you really get the feeling that you're in a place that people can't normally go because there are no trails, there are no paths. So that really was quite wonderful. And then after that I visited Sarawak, which is the Malaysian southernmost county or region in Borneo, and my goodness, I absolutely adored Sarawak. During my time there I visited Bako National Park and did well, I'll tell you, an 8-hour hike to see Nepenthes in, well, just growing. There were so many Nepenthes that I had to be careful not to stand in them. It was incredible. And then I left Borneo and spent a short period of time, less than 2 weeks, in Thailand. But although the impetus of this trip was to see plants in their natural habitat, and I did see them. I also saw one of the big five, Borneo Big Five. This is the legendary Rafflesia plant, but more about that when the videos come. And despite the point of the journey was to see these plants in their natural habitat, I also did visit some gardens and some botanic gardens, and I also made videos about that. So there's lots to come. And besides this, I'm just talking, I'm not getting on with this sweet pea sowing at all. Absolutely useless and just on a high with my whole trip. But I'm back now in Ireland, and I'm back in March, and there's loads and loads to do. So besides getting these sweet pea on and sowing a lot more seeds, I also have lots and lots to do in the garden. So there's the pruning, the early pruning, and I might make a video about that. Just a general video about kind of like spring pruning, which I think a lot of people, well, you know, if you have a garden, there's something you've got to prune at this time of year. And I might just join all those together, because I have made individual videos in the past about specific trees like sambucus or hydrangea, whatever, but maybe just one video about the whole lot. And that has to be done post haste, because really some of that pruning should have been done in February, and I wasn't here, so it didn't get done, so I need to get on with it. And also, yeah, as you recall, last March I spent the whole of the month in hospital, so nothing got done, and March is the most important and busy garden month, so I really don't want to miss out on a March again this year. I don't have enough toilet rolls. I can tell I don't have enough toilet rolls. I do have some nice sweet peas though, and I bought these, some of them in England when I visited last August to visit the Cornwall gardens. Some Sarah Raven sweet pea. Oh, we all love Sarah Raven. And another, I love the pink ones, the pink and white ones, and I absolutely love the scented ones. And these ones here have no picture, and that's because I got them in a plant swap. So if you're in Ireland, a very good group to join is the Irish Garden Plant Society, because they have a great seed swap at the beginning of the year, and it's very well organised. Everybody submits what they can, and a big list is drawn up, and you can claim, I can't remember how many packets of seed off that list, and they get sent to you, and you have the opportunity to sow a whole load of things quite cheaply. And also they're unusual things because, well, you know, it's a bit different because people have collected them from their gardens rather than, you know, buying from a seed company. So I do advise you to check out the Irish Garden Plant Society if you're in Ireland. Okay, so I really don't have enough toilet cores here. Sweet pea, of course, need a long root run, so toilet cores are a great way to get them going. And I had collected them all, but somebody threw them out, which is unfortunate. And I'm not going to worry at all about the fact that they're empty at the bottom. There's a hole at the bottom because, well, I will plant these plants out in the garden before the roots start to come out the end there. So, yeah. That's the last one filled up. So I hope you'll look forward to my coming videos. I hope to post again once a week, and they will be a mixture of videos from my trip to Borneo and also things I'm doing in the garden now because, well, we have to be seasonal, and if I'm doing it, it's often easy to make a video about it. So that's what I will be doing. I wonder how many seeds are in here. If there are loads, I'll be delighted, but also a bit disappointed because I don't have enough toilet cores. Well, that's a good start. Okay, and I hope you've made a good start on your gardens this spring. Hope everything's going well for you and that you are enjoying watching things pop up. My goodness, all of my hellebores were in full flower when I came back, but the leaves haven't been cut off because I hadn't been here to do it. So I've got lots of flowers and lots of leaves all mushed up together. but it was still nice to see that they made the effort even without me administering to their leaves. And of course the pots of tulips and daffodils over here in the greenhouse have done okay. They weren't watered enough, but they were watered, I guess, just enough. And I have the very first tulips coming into flower now. I missed the daffodils, but the tulips are coming into flower now. And it's a bit early to put those pots out of the front of the house because there isn't enough visible on top to make a display at my front door. But hopefully we'll be doing that soon. And hopefully I'll have a lovely pot display in front of my door again this year, because last year was the first time I did it and I was so pleased with how that worked out. Okay, first seeding, first season, first seed of the season, first seed of the year. Always exciting. And in it goes. Now grow, grow. If you want any more details on sowing sweet peas, I'll link to the video I made before about it. Thank you as always for watching, and look out for my videos. Bye.